So let's start with the types of variable. Okay, in Java there is mainly three types of variable in Java: is a local variable, instance variable, and static variable. In the previous video, we have discussed what is variable and how we can declare the variable, data type, and literals. If you guys have not watched that video, please go through it. So let's start with the local variable. Okay, local variable is nothing but we can declare a local variable within a block, constructor, and method. Okay, and the scope of the local variable is within block, constructor, and method. So here we have one local variable int var is equal to 10. Okay, so it is declared inside the main method. Okay, public static void main method. So the scope of this var variable is within this main method. Okay, within it started here and ending here. So we cannot access this var variable outside this curly braces. Okay. So for the local variable, we should mandatory initialize some values. Okay. And we should not give any access specifier. As we know, in the Java we have three type of access specifier, four type mainly. One is private, public, and protected and default. Okay. So the scope of the this var variable or the local variable is within the function, method, or block. Okay. So this is all about the local variable. Second things is the instance variable. Uh, as we know, local variable we declare inside any function and method or block. Okay, and the scope of this is within this block. Okay, so our local variable will get created when we call this when the JVM will call this main function. Okay, and it will get destroyed automatically. Okay, when this curly brace is ended. Okay, one more thing about the local variable is like the local variable is getting created inside the temp memory like a stack. Okay, and once this curly braces is done, it will be destroyed from the stack. So instance variable, as we know, is declared within a class. Okay, it will not declare inside any function, method, or block. Okay, and it will be declared within a class. Okay, so here we have some kind of instance variable string Greek, int a or integer a. So these are the instance variable. So if you can see, it's declared within a class GFG we have. Okay, and this variable can be accessed from any member of the classes. Okay, so like Greek we are accessing with this constructor GFG. Okay, GFG is equal to I'm giving sum and gen. Okay, so instance variable is declared in the class. This variable is created when the object of class is getting created, and it will destroy when the object is getting destroyed. Okay, so to access this class, this instance variable, okay, outside this class we have to create the instance variable, okay, of GFG. Okay, and then only we can access it. So as we know, in the local variable, we should initialize the local variables. Okay, it's mandatory. But in instance variable, okay, initializing of the instance variable is not mandatory. If you're not initializing it, the default value they will take it, like for the string. Okay, so a string is the class, the default value for Greek will be taken as null. Okay, so int is an integer, so default value will be taken as a 0. Here integer is, itself is a wrapper class. Okay, so the default value for this will be taken as a null. Okay, so a scope of this variable is throughout the classes. Okay, and except the static context. Okay, if we have some static function or a static block, there we cannot access this instance variable. Okay, and this instance variable will be accessed by creating the object only. Okay, so whenever we will create the object for GFG, okay, the memory allocation will be done for this variable. Okay, and whatever the reference will be creating, that reference will be pointed to this. Okay, so if you'll create the 10 object of GFG, okay, 10 different memories for these variable will be created in the heap. Okay, and when the object will be destroyed, okay, that heap allocation will be get destroyed. So unlike instance variable, okay, as we know, instance variable we declare inside a class. It should not be declared inside any method, block, or function. Okay. So unlike instance variable, we have a static variable. Okay. A static variable is kind of similar to the instance variable, having some difference. Like for a static variable, we call the static variable as a class variable also. Okay. So, as we know, the instance variable will be created when we are creating the object, and it will destroy when the object will be destroyed. Okay, but the static variable is called a class level variable. Okay, so it is not dependent on any classes, anything. Okay, so the static variable will be created when the class will get loaded. Okay, and it will destroy. Okay, when the class will be unloaded from the heap memory, from the memories. Okay, so a static variable we can declare similar as instance variable with the static keyword. Okay, it should be outside the any function, method, or a class, similar to the instance variable. Okay, so we can create only one copy of a static variable as per the class. Okay, so we have geek here. So only one copy will be created. If you are creating a thousand of object of GFG, okay, it does not matter. It's not depend on the object creation. It's the class level variable. Okay, so only one copy will be get created, and it will be shared across all the object. Okay, so a static variable is created at the program execution. Okay, when the class is loaded and destroyed automatically when the execution ended. Okay, so a static variable we cannot declare locally, as we know. We can declare inside the class, not inside any function, method, or block. Okay, so a static variable can be slice the static block can be used to slice the static variable. So there is one concept for a static block we'll be discussing in the upcoming videos. Okay, so why we use the static variable? Okay, so assume we have some counter. Okay, like counter we are managing it. Okay, so like how many object get created. If you are creating 10 of the object, okay, so we'll be increasing the counter from 0 to 10. Okay, so uh, this counter variable will be unique. Okay, it will be not created based on the 10 object is created, so 10 counter will be not created. Counter will be only one, and that will get incremented. Okay, and either we can access the static variable with the class name. Okay, we can use the gfg.geek, or we can use the object name also to access it. It doesn't matter. Okay, so that's what it is, a static variable. Okay, in the next video, we'll be discussing more detail on instance, local, and static variable with some example. So stay tuned. Thank you so much.